this thing is taking on a lot more water. This needs to be addressed ASAP. Look at all of that. And it's like a solid stream of water coming in, and then when the motors are running, it's like, it's borderline gushing, and eventually the boat will go down. This one's bad.
We are posting 2 videos a week starting today. I did a community post on my channel here, took a poll, and the overall consensus from you guys was to post 2 videos a week as long as I'm able to do it. And right now I'm definitely able to do it. Super excited. So I'll be posting every Sunday, every Wednesday, at least for the next 4 to 5 weeks. 745 of you guys answered the poll. Thank you guys a lot. I really appreciate you. Let's get into this video. Boat repairs. Here we go.
Another repair video. Here we go. If you saw the previous 2 videos with Ryan Twomey, a fellow van lifer that came out and decided to try the boat life, during one of those videos I mentioned how my bellows are leaking on the starboard side motor. It was just a little trickle, just little drops, and then Ryan and I spent 5 days down in downtown Pittsburgh. We took my boat all the way to West Virginia. We did a lot of miles on this thing. Now that we're back, this thing is taking on a lot more water. This needs to be addressed ASAP. Look at all of that. And you can see where it's coming in right back in there. It's like a solid stream of water coming in, and then when the motors are running, it's like, it's borderline gushing in. Thank goodness for my bilge pump that every time it keeps getting too full, it just pumps it right out the side. But I've been noticing that the intervals of it filling up and auto pumping out are getting shorter and shorter, which means we're just taking on more and more water, and eventually the boat will go down. The bellows need to be replaced, the gimbal bearing needs to be replaced on the starboard side motor, and when you're doing one side, you gotta do the other side. And I really wanted to take this job on myself because I really just want to learn and figure out how all this stuff works, and obviously to save money because I love to do that. However, number one, it needs to be pulled out of the water to do this. And if I do pull it out of the water, I have nowhere to take it. I maybe could see if the boatyard across the street would allow me to park it in their lot while I work on it myself, but I don't think that would be a thing. He quoted me at $950 per side, so I'm right around $2 grand to get both motors, brand new bellows, and gimbal bearings. The parts themselves aren't really expensive, but you also need specialty tools to be able to do the job. You need alignment tools. I'd have to be renting these tools. I'd have to build a little stand to take off the outdrive, and it's seeming like it's gonna be quite a crazy job, and if I mess it up, then the boat actually sinks. Pains me to say it, but I think I'm gonna have those guys do that for me this week. I have an event that I'm trying to take the boat to this coming weekend, so I only have a few days to get this done. They said they can get it done in a day as long as the parts come in, and they said that I can film it and show it all, so that's the best I could do. It pains me to spend that much money on some more repairs when I just spent a bunch of money on repairs, but that's the boat life. That's the reality of it. But for right now, the boat is in mega shambles. Oh geez, what's a freaking, I hate these things. Stupid, they're like an invasive species. I think it's called like a bottle fly or something. Just came out of nowhere. This was all made into a bed. I just got everything pulled out. I'm gonna try to take as much stuff as I can back over to my parents' house and do laundry because we don't have laundry hookups yet at our marina. I don't know why. There's supposed to be laundry here, but there's not. So let's get this boat a little bit emptied out, load up my wagon, and still need to get the bike off the back. Blah, there's a lot of stuff to do.
I want to thank the sponsor of today's video, Wolfbox. I've worked with them in the past. They're a great company, and they just sent me out this dash cam, which I just finished installing. It has a 4K camera on the front of it. It also has a like me facing camera, like facing the driver and the passenger, as well as a camera on the back window. All of it records to the same SD card and continuously just overwrites itself. You don't have to do anything. It just turns on when you turn the car on. It's great. It's right inside of there. I have this blocking the back window because I have the whole back blacked out, all of my gas cans for my boat. It's literally just hidden right back in there, just stuck to the window. I should have gotten one of these a long time ago, but better late than never, right? It has voice control, so I can literally say, show the front camera, show the rear camera. You don't even have to touch it. It's got a lot of other commands in there as well, so you don't even have to touch it while you're driving. You can literally just tell it what to do. Another cool thing is that it has Wi-Fi, so that way you can hook up your phone to it, control all the settings if you need to, as well as view all of the recordings on it. I'll have a link in the description below if you guys are interested in grabbing one of these, but definitely check out Wolfbox because I've worked with them in the past. They're a great company to work with, and it seems like they make some pretty quality products. That link will be down below in the description. But let's continue on with the video. I gotta head back to my parents' house. Let's go.
Well, literally just spent 10 hours at my parents' house editing and doing laundry all day. It's 11 o'clock at night, just now getting back to the boat, loading a wagon full of stuff back in here. Oh, I'm exhausted. Got all the snap-in carpet cleaned, thrown back in. I'm about to clear off this bed and pass the F out. Tomorrow, I'm gonna go pick up my trailer, bring it down here so that they can pull it out at some point this week, hopefully sooner than later because I'm still taking water on as we speak. And if my bilge pump decided that it wanted to quit working while I was sleeping tonight, I wouldn't even know, and I'd probably wake up with the motors under the water or just, I don't know. I don't even want to think about how quickly it could sink. It's creepy to think about. Time to pass out. We'll get back to it tomorrow. All right. See you first thing in the morning. Good night. Oh. It's way too bright out here. Wasn't even pointing the camera at myself. Oh, good morning. Let's get this day started. Guess we're out of water. Our poor bilge pump has just been working overtime for the last week. Right there is the water coming in. Also, I think it is starting to come in on this side too, but I can't really see very well. It's just a solid stream of water coming in and it's not good. Also, generators all taken apart. Also, I gotta pick up a part for that today, and generator should be good today. And also gotta go get my trailer. Amazon truck just pulled up to my parents' house right as I'm getting there. This is where I get all my packages delivered to. There we go. This is all it is, 2 tiny little pieces of plastic. Well, this is it. This is the culprit. This tiny little piece of plastic is what's gonna make my generator run again. And it was 15 bucks, which honestly is probably like 2 cents worth of plastic, but anyways. I just figured I'd order 2 of them. That way, if it does break again, which it's going to eventually, then I'll have another one. All right, drop the trailer off. Now on to the next order of business. Let's get this generator back up and running. We're gonna need some light down in here, maybe. Let's get this out of the way. Here's all of the parts. When I took it apart in the city, here is hopefully all the tools that I'll need. Okay. So this guy should allegedly, you're joking me. That was a lot harder to get on than I thought it was going to be. Alright, so that goes into this shaft right here. I have to get this plate on first. Top one's super easy, but the bottom one's blocked by this lip right here. So this one was quite a pain to get out. That one. There it is. Gotta get this seated inside of that. Feels like it actually just did it. That seemed way too easy. That can't be it. That's just like, it feels like it's not. I don't know if I should put it on here first. I gotta take this plate back off and triple check it because it feels like it's barely sliding onto that. Next step, we need to slide this impeller housing back onto that shaft. And let's see if it's gonna push out the impeller. Probably. Yep. So I'll throw one of these in here just to hold it temporarily. While I get the impeller in there. There it is. I've heard that these fins, once you get it going, will flip into the way that they're supposed to be. So I'm really hoping that's the truth. And I'll kick it on, see if it starts cycling water and try it out. Now that that's all back together, open up that valve that allows water to go up through the strainer, around the hose, up into here and get sucked through by that little impeller. So let's fire it up, see if it's fixed. She's pumping water. I think we're good. Let it run for a little bit, see if nothing bad happens, make sure it's all good. But it sounds good to me. Woo! All right, the water's still flowing. It's been running for a little while. I think we can say that she's fixed. Gotta put this whole sidewall cover on, this like silencer box that it's in. And once that's done, we're good. Another job done. Gonna call it a night here and edit for the rest of the evening, and then hopefully we'll get the boat pulled out tomorrow to do the bellows and the gimbal bearings. All right, well, the shop across the street is getting ready to pull my boat out and start the repairs. The parts just came in today, so I just pulled the bike off the back because once they pull it out, then I won't be able to get the bike off, and it's just one less thing to be in their way. I'm just kind of getting everything ready right now. Gonna unhook the electrical, and I think they're just getting the truck ready. I got my trailer down here, and they should be pulling it out here any minute. Looks like it.
Well, it's been sitting on the trailer here for a while. Still just draining a solid stream out of there. It also looks like there's something wedged in it. It's like shooting to the side. Yeah, this thing is filthy. That's 4 months of sitting in the water here in Pennsylvania. Gross. I'll probably bring a pressure washer down while it's out of the water. I might as well clean the bottom off. The trailer was still scraping a little bit, but not nearly as bad as when we had my dad's truck hooked up to it. His hitch sits a little bit higher. Off she goes. This is the port side. The bottom, these are the bellows right here. The bottom one looks okay, but the top one, it's kind of hard to see, but the top ones are dry rotted. Get a lot better shot of them once we get everything off, but yeah, definitely dry rotted and probably have a big crack through it somewhere because it would only be dripping a little bit, and when I turn the wheel, then it'd be gushing in. So it's probably just spreading open that crack a lot more. I don't think this side was leaking yet, but it's definitely going to be soon, so we're doing both sides. First things first, had to remove this cover and undo the shift cable so that way the entire drive can come off. Oh, that's not good. That bad? That's gear loop.
You gotta get this resealed.
Great. Well, none of that should be there, and there's allegedly supposed to never be any water in there, let alone gear loop, so more issues. Let's see if the other one is just as bad.
At least it's a good sign that they're sliding out, because they'll get stuck in there, and that's a little war trying to get them out.
But they're still, okay, yeah. But that water is from coming in through the bellows, right?
Yeah, I think so.
So close. There it is.
Rustier. Alright, I gotta take that.
No worries, man. So this U-joint's a little rusty. The other one looks way nicer, but there's no gear oil in this one, so that's good. There shouldn't be water in here, but that's whenever you get cracks in these bellows, the accordion looking things. So that's how all the water was getting into the boat. Pretty thankful that Eddie, the guy that owns this place, is allowing me to film all this and learn from it and see how all this stuff works. So normally I feel like a shop would not allow that, but this is pretty cool to, so I really wanted to do this myself. Now already watching what they've done so far, I'm glad I didn't try to do this myself, but it's really cool to be able to learn and see how all this stuff happens. All right, all the bellows are out, and this one was the biggest culprit. You can see right here where it's sealed all the way together. On the other side, look at that massive slit in it. So, boom, right there. So whenever I was turning the motor, it like spreads these, you know? And that's whenever it was gushing water in. But whenever I had the wheel perfectly straight and not trimmed up or down, it kept that hole the smallest it could be, where it was only trickling in, but a giant hole in one of these will end up sinking your boat. Also very dry rotted in between, but no holes in this one. I don't think either one of these had holes in them. These ones were all right, but still old. All right, here's the starboard side gimbal bearing, and it is terrible. This thing was making a lot of noise. The port side's still good, but since we have everything open, gonna do both sides, replace everything, have everything nice and good. But yeah, this thing was shot. It's all not good. This is the water line for the intake, so sucks up water through there, up into there, and then into the motor. So it's getting ready to replace those, all 4 bellows. This is what the gimbal bearing's supposed to look like. This is the port side. This is what the starboard side one looks like. So just gonna go ahead and replace them both. Replace all of those, replace the water lines. On this one, there's a bad seal behind this piece, and that's what's allowing the gear oil to come into here. That's gonna put me out for weeks
because they don't mess with certain seals here for liability reasons or something like that. They'd have to send this drive out to another company, have them replace all the seals, bring it back. It's a very small amount of gear oil coming in. It's still completely full in here. I don't think it's a major issue. We only have about a month and a half left of boating here anyways, so as soon as it gets too cold here, I'm gonna pull it out and get that replaced and take care of that. But for now, I'm just gonna leave that part. It's not a major repair. I'm gonna let John finish up what he's got to do today. I'm gonna get out of their hair. It's getting to be the end of the day, and I'll stop back tomorrow when they're getting it all put back together. Oh, also, the shifter cable on this side broke when it was coming apart, and they were both kind of in not the best shape anyways. We're replacing both shifter cables all the way back to the front as well. They shift okay right now. Every once in a while they get a little stuck, but gonna be shifting like a dream, hopefully. We're heading back down to the shop this morning. I want to get some clips of them putting everything back together, and I also want to learn how all this stuff goes back together as well. I got to take advantage of them allowing me to see all this stuff and teach me. But I crashed at my parents' house last night because I couldn't sleep in the boat in that garage. Number one, because of liability reasons. I don't think they would have even let me. I didn't ask. And number two, because it was a million degrees in there and I would have died of a heat stroke. Hopefully tonight, back to sleeping in the boat, because I sleep the best I've ever slept anywhere on the boat. But let's go check up on the progress that they're making this morning. What's happening? Oh, really? Damn. Well, they already got all the new bellows installed. So you can see right here, and this upper one is kind of hard to see, but the new gimbal bearing is in there. Now we're just waiting on the new shift cables to come in, and then the drives can go back on, and she should be back in the water. Probably gonna have to replace this rusty U-joint, I think. Whatever the name of it is, I don't know. This is the better of the two. They let me keep my bike here overnight because I didn't have room in my van for it, and I didn't have the mount on the back of it because I towed the trailer down here. Looks like everything's going pretty good. Here's the shift cables that go down and then wrap around that wall, shoot all the way down, and then back out to both drives. So we're just getting ready to replace those right now. All right, well, just gotta wait a few hours till the new shift cables come in. Everything else is pretty much done. But as soon as those shift cables come in, he's gonna tie them onto the old ones and try to use the old ones to pull the new ones through the side of the boat. And then if all that goes smooth, I should be done by the end of the day. It's supposed to be sunny and like 95 degrees today, so I'd love to have the boat back in the water. But I'm pretty stoked with these guys. They literally pulled it out yesterday, and I might be done in a total of 24 hours of having both drives off, all new bellows, new shift cables, new gimbal bearings, all this done, pulled out, put back in 24 hours, which is nuts. All right, they're adjusting the shifting cables right now, getting that all fine-tuned, and pretty much gonna get it buttoned up after that. All right, let's fire this up.
Good. Control. Forward. Rev it up.
All right, everything's back together, and most important part is in the plug that a lot of people forget. I was starting to lose hope that this thing was gonna go back in the water today. I thought we was gonna have to be out for the weekend and wait for more parts and whatever, but should be good for another month and a half, and then we'll pull it out, do the last little bit of maintenance, and then either tow this thing to Florida or tow it somewhere, I'm not sure. There's my spot right there. And luckily got some fellow boaters over there that saw that I was getting my boat put in, so they're coming over to help me. Makes it nice and stress-free getting into my spot.
My spot's not really that bad since it's parallel parking, but if it was a slip, oh boy. But it's always nice to have friends helping. And boat people are the nicest people.
Thank you.
When do I even need it? All right, about what time is it right now? Like almost 5? Well,
Are you asking my time?
no,
or clock time?
actual clock time.
It is 18 till 5.
Cool. So that was like, gotta put just about like 28 hours turnaround time. Back in the water, good to go. The AC's cranking. Job is done. Now it's time to head to the store and buy some Diet Cokes and waters. Of course. I have to go back across the street and pay the guy. You open the boat? Oh, I appreciate it, man. Thank you for all the work. Seriously. Brandon. Yeah. Yeah, just Brandon Gross is my channel name, yeah. All right, everything's paid for. It hurt me deep down to pay for it and not do it myself. It absolutely is killing me. So please spare me in the comments for paying somebody to do the work for me. I would have loved to do that myself, but I didn't have the means to do it, or the space, or the specialty tools. A lot of things I didn't have to do it. So sometimes you just gotta bite the bullet, and it sucks. And this definitely is a setback, but boom. $2,701.07. Ouch. The saying is definitely true for what boat stands for. Bust out another 1,000. For the entire replacement of the bellows, the gimbal bearing, and everything, all the seals and everything on one side, $950. $950 for the other side, which wasn't bad, but it was probably gonna go bad soon. There was an extra $145 to replace all of the gear lube, and then it was an additional $84, $81 for both of the shifting cables, which after labor and everything came out to almost $500, and $152 just in sales tax, which puts it at that $2,701.07. With that being said, please subscribe. Subscribing helps a lot. Liking the video helps a lot. And just watching these videos is all I ask of you guys. I'm not trying to sell you anything. I don't really have merch that I push. I am trying to design some soon, so that will help as well. But I knew what I was getting into joining the boat life. All I ask of you guys is just like and subscribe. It's 2 little clicks with your fingers. That's all I need. And I appreciate you all, every single person that watches my videos. Thank you all for the support. Thanks for sticking around and watching all of these. And I spend a lot of time filming. My editor spends a lot of time editing. Love you guys. I'll see you guys for the next one.
Real quick before you go, just a reminder that we are posting 2 videos every week, every Sunday, every Wednesday, new videos on my channel. So stay tuned for those. A lot more content coming your way, and I will see you guys soon. Peace.